If this was not the most perfect death penalty case, then why do we have the death penalty at all? There's no doubt about the fact that the verdict should have been the death penalty. I believe that our state's attorneys, okay, all of them, all of our state's attorneys, whether it be Mr. Sachs, whether it be Carolyn McCann, whether it be Jeff Marcus, Nicole, Stephen, Aaron, we could have not had a more perfect state's attorney group. No way. Mr. Sachs told me when we first learned that he was taking this case on, he said to me, I promise you that this will not just be another mass shooting. By the time we're finished with this case, every single person who was murdered, people will know who they are. They will not just be a name, but people will know exactly who they are, will know a face, and will know everything about them. And that's exactly what he did. You talk about being disappointed. We are all disappointed, okay, all of us, because they could not have done a better job. They could not have proven their case any better than they did. We all know their case was proven. But again, we have jurors, and there's no doubt in my mind that somewhere along when they chose their jury, they had to be told, I'm pretty sure, that they would consider the death penalty. Somewhere along the line, one of those jurors had to have said, I know he committed these crimes, I know he deserves to be punished, but I can't be the one to put someone to death. And that is the only way that we did not get the death penalty. My son was murdered along with 16 other people, and this animal, okay, still is going to now have life in prison without parole. And let me tell you something, as far as I'm concerned, he's probably going to get taken out sooner than later if he did get the death penalty. Because we know that a death penalty case, I believe in Florida, takes a lot longer. I think it's somewhere, the average is somewhere close to 18 years, okay? I'd certainly be dead and buried before he would be. So as far as I'm concerned, the fact that he's going to go into some sort of general population, he's going to have to look over his shoulder every minute of the rest of his life. Just the way the fear in him, I hope he has the fear in him every second of his life, just the way he gave that fear to every one of our loved ones who he murdered, or the students and people that he harmed. He should live in that fear, and he should be afraid every second of the day of his life.
3 years ago, I didn't know a third of what I know through the trial. If I knew what I know now, back then, I would never have said what I said. Okay, this animal deserves to die. He hunted all these people. He planned this for months. I didn't know that he had planned it for months when I wrote that article. No, I take back everything I said in that op-ed. He should die.
But as far as closure, there's no closure. There's no closure when your son is murdered, okay? There is not. And for me, the anger stays here. Every once in a while, the lid gets taken off, but the anger stays here. The anger is always going to be here. And I'm going to tell you something. I never thought that I could be so ugly inside, but I wait and welcome the day that I get that call that tells me that that murderer was murdered in prison. And that's going to be a very happy day in my life.